Today we are talking about instrument pipe fittings from a practical perspective: integrity, safety, and standards. Pipe is not just a hollow tube, it is a pressure boundary. The weakest point in any pressure boundary is usually the connection. This lesson is a simple taxonomy of the most common ways we join instrument piping. We will look at 4 families: flanged connections, tapered threads, parallel threads, and sanitary clamp connections. As we go, pay attention to the problem each design solves: sealing force, leak paths, temperature, pressure, cleanliness, and serviceability. A flange seals by compression, not by metal-to-metal contact. 2 flange faces squeeze a gasket in between them. When we tighten the bolts, the gasket gets crushed into the tiny surface imperfections in the flange faces. That is what blocks leak paths. This is why bolt tension and gasket condition matter so much. If the gasket is wrong, damaged, misaligned, or unevenly compressed, the flange will leak even if everything looks assembled correctly. Smooth flange faces can allow leak paths under higher pressure or challenging service, so we use face designs that improve sealing reliability. A raised face uses concentric grooves to bite into the gasket. That increases friction and increases the length of the leak path. A ring-type joint uses a solid metal ring that gets crushed into a machined groove. This is used for critical high-pressure applications. It also means the groove surface has to be in excellent condition. If the groove is damaged, the seal is compromised. This slide is about one of the most common misunderstandings in piping. The class rating, like 150, 300, or 600, is not a direct pounds per square inch number. It is a pressure class defined by standards, and the allowable pressure changes with temperature and material. A useful analogy is the 1-ton truck idea. A modern 1-ton truck can carry far more than 2,000 pounds because materials and engineering improved. Flange class names are similar. They are historical labels. The key takeaway is that pressure rating scales inversely with temperature. A flange that is safe at a lower temperature may not be safe at a much higher temperature. Flange integrity depends on matching the entire system. A 4-inch Class 300 valve must mate with a 4-inch Class 300 flange. Mixing classes is a recipe for trouble. Also notice the installation sequence shown here. Lower bolts first, to create a cradle. Then drop the gasket into alignment. Then install the upper bolts. Then apply torque in the proper sequence. The theme is simple. Flanges are forgiving in appearance, but not forgiving in physics. If you tighten bolts in a circle, one after another, you create uneven compression. That uneven compression creates pinch points, gasket distortion, and leak paths. The solution is a star pattern tightening sequence. You alternate across the flange so gasket compression stays even. This slide also introduces a useful innovation: the rotobolt concept. It is a bolt with a built-in strain indicator. The indicator spins freely until proper tension is achieved. That reduces torque guesswork when bolt tension is critical. This is a personal safety rule that prevents people from getting sprayed in the face. When disassembling a flange, loosen the bolts on the far side first, away from your body. Why? Stored pressure needs an escape path. The first gap you create becomes the direction the pressure releases. If you crack the near side first, the release path can be directly toward you. So the habit is, far side first, control the opening, and assume there is trapped pressure until proven otherwise. A blind is a solid plate used to block flow through a flanged connection. The spectacle blind is a clever solution when the pipe system is rigid and you want an easy open or closed configuration. It has 2 parts connected together: an open ring and a solid blind plate. The key design feature is that both are the same thickness. That keeps the flange spacing consistent whether the line is open or blinded. So you can swap positions without forcing the flanges apart or pulling them together. Now we move into small bore piping and instrument connections. Tapered threads seal by wedging and deformation. As you tighten, the taper forces the threads to squeeze into each other. But tapered threads still have a spiral leak path at the root and crest of the threads. That is why sealant is mandatory. Tape or pipe dope fills the voids and also lubricates to reduce galling. The big idea is this: the threads provide the mechanical hold, but the sealant is a major part of the sealing strategy. Not all tapered threads are the same. Different standards use different thread angles and forms. NPT is common in the United States. BSPT is a British standard with a different thread angle and is not physically compatible with NPT. Forcing mismatched standards is a classic cause of leaks and damaged fittings. There are also variants like NPTF, often called dry seal, designed to crush the root and crest gap more tightly, and specialty high-precision variants used in aerospace and critical service. The takeaway is simple: verify the standard before you assemble the joint. Parallel threads do not seal by deformation. They are fasteners only. They hold a sealing element in place, typically an O-ring, a bonded washer, or a face seal. This changes troubleshooting. With parallel threads, the threads are not the seal. If it leaks, you inspect the O-ring, the sealing face, the washer, the surface finish, and the proper assembly torque. This is why parallel thread fittings are often preferred for maintenance. They are reusable, predictable, and less dependent on thread distortion. In food, pharmaceutical, and biotech systems, the enemy is contamination. Standard threaded joints create dead legs and tiny voids that trap material. Those become bacteria hiding places. They also make cleaning difficult without disassembly. Sanitary joints are designed to eliminate those traps. The internal bore is flush and smooth. The gasket is designed to avoid crevices. This supports clean-in-place and steam-in-place protocols. In other words, the fitting is not just holding pressure, it is protecting sterility. Sanitary connections prioritize speed of inspection and cleanliness. The external clamp allows rapid disassembly. The flush gasket creates a seamless internal bore, and the design avoids dead legs where fluid can stagnate. The guiding principle is, if you cannot clean it thoroughly, it does not belong in a hygienic process line. Standard mechanical pressure elements can create dead-end cavities. In hygienic service, those cavities become contamination hazards. A sanitary diaphragm seal solves that. A flexible diaphragm transfers pressure while blocking the process fluid from entering the instrument. A sterile fill fluid transmits the pressure to the gauge or transmitter. The process fluid stays in the main flow path. So the measurement still works, but the process stays clean and contained. Here is the summary selection guide. For high pressure and large bore piping, flanged connections are common. They seal by compression, and face designs like raised face or ring-type joint improve integrity. For small bore general instrument piping, tapered threads are rugged and mechanically strong, but they require proper sealant and good technique. For hydraulic systems and maintenance-friendly designs, parallel threads are popular because sealing is done by an O-ring or washer, not thread deformation. For food, pharma, and biotech, sanitary clamp fittings eliminate dead legs and support cleaning protocols. The final takeaway is that the best fitting depends on the constraint you are solving: pressure, temperature, maintainability, or cleanliness.